What's up, Richard? Timbers here. Now, since Skeet Ulrich is in the new Finance and Phrase 2 coming out this week, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Skeet Ulrich projects. Uh, Now, majority of these are TV shows and loads of others are films, so here is my list. Alright, number 10 is the TNT miniseries Into the West. It's a really interesting six-part Western saga following generations of two families, one white settlers, one Lakota, as they witness and during the transformation of the American frontiers. Yeah, you do got some interesting folks like the voice of Pocahontas herself, Irene Bedros, in this, Kerry Russell, Josh Brolin pops up in an episode of two, Matthew Settle, who you might know from Gossip Girl fame. Here you got Skeet Ulrich, who plays Jethro Wheeler, who's part of the Wheeler clan, whose journey intersects with the pivotal movement of American history here. And he really plays him like very earnest, determination, and often like torn between family expectations and all. And he does such a really good job playing his part. Pretty intense throughout. Matthew Sell is also really good in this one. I mean, it's a really decent western. It's only six-part. I remember watching this, back in days. It's a really decent series worth giving it a go. Number 9 is Law and Order LA. Sadly, this did not really last so long. Law and Order LA was like a spin-off, if you will, of Law and Order. Of course, Skeet Ulrich actually had a cameo guest appearance on SVU, and that ventured into LA. And again, it didn't really last too long because I don't know, maybe I guess not every Law and Order shows could work as well, but here you got Skeet Ulrich, who plays Detective Rex Winters, who's a seasoned, focused, morally driven investigator with no nonsense attitude, drives cases forward here, and he brings like very gritty, authoritative, and energy to the role. Corey Stoll's also in this. Terrence Howard also pops up. Alfred Molina. I mean, isn't it as good as the other Law and Order stuff? Maybe not, but I thought Law and Order LA was pretty decent. I mean, it's a shame it didn't really last too long, but all right. Number 8 is the Lifetime original movie I Am Elizabeth Smart. Now this is a dramatization of the real life kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart, and the harrowing 9 months she spent captivity here. And you got Ulrich, who plays Brian David Mitchell. He's a delusioned culturist who abducts Smart, and he's really gets really tense here. Alana Bowden plays Smart. She's terrific. It is really Ulrich delivers like one of his darkest roles yet, even darker than the Scream, I should say, because this is actually a real life thing. He's very chilling, charismatic, and very disturbing at times. Buying like a predator who terrorizes Elizabeth, and it's such a really interesting story that's well worth watching there. All right, coming in at number 7 is Albino Alligator. Now this was directed by Kevin Spacey, starring Matt Dillon, Gary Sinise, William Fichtner, Faye Dunaway. And it's more like after a block robbery, 3 criminals hide out in a basement bar, taking like everyone hostage while police surrounding the building leads to tensions, tragedy, and stuff. And you got Ski Albert, who plays Guy, who's one of the trapped criminals, a young, sacred, increasingly unstable as the situation spars here. And he really does such a good job. Matt Dillon's great. Faye Dunaway's terrific. Kevin Spacey nowadays is very awkward to talk about nowadays, but he did a really good job with this one. I mean, if you guys never seen it, give this one a go. All right, number 6 is the TV show from USA, Jericho. Jericho was a really cool show. I mean, why did this not last so long is still beyond me. But Jericho, of course, where like a nuclear attacks cripple like major U.S. cities. The small town of Jericho, Kansas, fights to survive and uncovers conspiracies here. And Yugoski Ulrich, who plays the lead of Jake Green, who's a mysterious, conflicted man returning home after a long absence here. And he does such a really good job, really plays the part very well. Lenny James, Ashley Scott, Kenneth Mitchell. This show only lasted from like 2006 to 2008. And it was a pretty decent show. I mean, it's a shame it didn't really last too long, but it is what it is, I guess. All right. Uh, coming in at number five, I'm going with the film Ride with the Devil. This stars Tobey Maguire's Jeffrey Wright, famed singer Jewel, and it's where the Civil War drama following a group of military bushwhackers as they navigate loyalty, violence, and survival during the guerrilla warfare here. And you got Skeet Ulrich, who plays Jack Charles. Jake Tobey Maguire's character is Jake's best friend, and Patrick Southern loyalist here. And yeah, I've always thought Skeet Ulrich was really good in this one. Tobey Maguire was great. John Reese Myers was terrific. He of course Ulrich plays the character with such charismatic, brave, emotionally grounded. Here, he does such a good job throughout. All right, number four is Riverdale. Now, I guess you could say Riverdale really really introduced him to a whole new generation of fans. Of course, obviously, it was really cool to see iconic folks such as Luke Perry popping up. I mean, it was always really cool to see here. Now, of course, Riverdale is the reimagining of the Archie comics, blending teen drama, crime, supernatural elements to the town of Riverdale. And here, of course, you got Skeet Ulrich, who plays Jughead's father, F.P. Jones, who's of course the father and former leader of the Southside Serpents, and he also becomes like the sheriff throughout as well. I mean, he really plays the part very well. He is really definitely has some fun moments in it. I mean, really cool that you do get like 80s and 90s actors playing like the parents and adults here. I always thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, the younger actors like KJ Appa, Lily Reinhart, Camille Mendes, Cole Sprouse are good. I mean, Riverdale for the most part was a pretty decent show, but then it sort of went south in the last few seasons. But anyway, coming in at number three is as good as you get, as good as it gets. Of course, the movie starring Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, where best-selling novelist turns like Norlis forms like an unlikely bond with a waitress and a gay artist, leading to an unexpected growth and connection. Directed by James L. Brooks. You do got Skeet Ulrich, who plays one of the men who really assaults Greg Kinnear's Simon character, and he is like very intense here. It is a small role, but he really adds like intensity, fear to the performance. And of course, Jack Nicholson, who obviously won his Oscar for this one. Cuba Gooding Jr. was also great in this one. I mean, it's a really good film from James L. Brooks. All right, number two is The Craft. This was actually like his first like major feature film he did. The Craft is of course about 14 girls who forms like a coven and begin experimenting with witchcraft and escalates into like dangerous consequences here. Skeet Ulrich plays the popular guy, but arrogant jock who's like cruelty and deceit plays like a major role into the girls' journey to magic. Obviously, you do got Nave Campbell, who of course Nave Campbell and Skeet Ulrich will both star together in another film, which I'll talk about my number one favorite. But The Craft is a really decent witchcraft film. Great performances here. I mean, now Skeet Ulrich had like uncredited roles in like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He was an extra in Weekend at Bernie's, but this was actually his first like major film he did, and he was pretty good in it. Speaking of Nave Campbell and Skeet Ulrich, obviously my number one favorite film with Skeet Ulrich in it is Scream. Spoiler alert, he's Billy Loomis is Ghostface. Which I feel like even if you if you haven't actually watched the movie without knowing the spoiler, I feel like there was lots of clues that Skeet Ulrich's Billy was the killer. There was a lot of clues that could have hinted that. But anyway, I still quite love Scream. I've always loved it. It's definitely one of my favorite slasher movies there is. Skeet Ulrich does such a good job as Billy Loomis. Obviously, his bromance with Matthew Lillard Stu is great. He just plays the jock like the cool boy perfect wonderfully. Obviously, the end climax scene is great. It's just such a really good one. I mean, the Ghostface duo remains one of horror's most iconic twists throughout, and he gets so crazy towards the end. And obviously, he will go on to reprise his role in the recent Scream movies because he's obviously Melissa Barrett's Papa in the in this universe, and obviously he does appear in the last Scream movies, but mostly as like a shadowy ghost figure, really, if you will. But it's still a really decent one. I just love the first Scream, and nothing beats that original Scream. And by the way, Skeet Ulrich is not in the new one, from what I heard. But anyway, that's pretty much it there. Here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Into the West. 9, Law and Order LA. 8, I Am Elizabeth Smart. 7, Albino Alligator. 6, Jericho. 5, Ride with the Devil. 4, Riverdale. 3, As Good as It Gets. 2, The Craft. And number 1 is Scream. Now, there are a few other ones. Sad to say, I feel like his career, his like resume is not as strong as you expect. He also did another movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. called Chill Factor. Uh, Nobody's Baby, Soul Assassin, uh, Blood with Michelle Monaghan. He also did another film called Austin Found with Linda Cardellini. I mean, he's had some other really decent stuff, but TV front, he appeared on CSI New York, Robot Chicken, Miracles. Let's see. There was also a Soldier Sweetheart and many others. But let me ask you guys, what are some of your favorite Ski Ulrich film or TV projects? Draw comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy Sign.